Jessica Chastain accepts the Actress in a Leading Role Award for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, on stage during the 94th Annual Academy Awards at Dolby Theatre on March 27, 2022 in Hollywood, California. Nielsen Barnard, Getty Images. While the Best in Film were being recognized at Sunday night's 2022 Oscars, stars took a moment to address political issues including gender discrimination, political divisions, homophobia and more. During their opening trialogue, hosts Regina Hall, Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes spent most of the time sharing quips about stars in attendance and nominated films, but they also took aim at Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. This year we saw a frightening display of how toxic masculinity turns into cruelty toward women and children, Hall said. Damn that Mitch McConnell, Sykes added, before Hall clarified that she was referring to the plot of Jane Campion's The Power of the Dog. Hyundai Steria Premium. Sponsored by Hyundai Thailand. Arth Hun di him disan ru mxb quam sadwuk sb tuk krang ti dane thang ma frexem san roof kubkum dwi rab FIFA. Learn more. Another political figure addressed during the show was President Joe Biden. After winning the Oscar for Best Documentary Short Subject for The Queen of Basketball, which is centered on Lucy Harris Stewart, the first woman to be drafted by the NBA, director Ben Proudfoot finished his acceptance speech with a message to the President. President Biden, bring Brittany Griner home, referring to the WNBA 7-time All-Star who was arrested last month at a Moscow airport after Russian authorities said a search of her luggage revealed vape cartridges. Griner, who has won 2 Olympic gold medals with the U.S., remains in Russian police custody and was arrested before the Russian invasion in Ukraine. 2022 Oscars. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock, Coda wins big and more unforgettable moments, THR News. From the shocking Will Smith and Chris Rock interaction to Coda taking home the top prize, here are the unforgettable moments from the 2022 Oscars. 0 seconds of 4 minutes, 52 seconds volume 0%. Meanwhile, the climate crisis was an issue jokingly briefly mentioned during Schumer's monologue. When taking the stage solo, Schumer poked fun at some of this year's nominated films, including Don't Look Up, which centers on 2 scientists, Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio, who embark on a media tour to warn off an approaching comet that will destroy the planet. Schumer took a moment to quip about the film's star DiCaprio for his efforts to tackle climate change. Leonardo DiCaprio, what can I even say about him? He's done so much to fight climate and leave behind a cleaner, greener planet for his girlfriends because he's older and they're younger. Okay, you get. Comments about gender pay gap and discrimination were also made throughout the night. In the opening monologue, Schumer joked, this year, the Academy hired 3 women to host because it's cheaper than hiring 1 man. As for Best Picture nominee King Richard, Schumer also quipped, after years of Hollywood ignoring women's stories, this year we finally got a movie about the incredible Williams sisters' dad. During acceptance speeches throughout the night, a myriad of stars addressed Florida's Don't Say Gay bill and the ongoing Russian invasion in Ukraine. During the opening act, host Sykes addressed those in Florida. For you people in Florida, we're going to have a gay night, she said, as Hall and Schumer then began shouting, gay, gay, gay. After securing the win for supporting actress for her role in West Side Story, Ariana DeBose addressed the historic meaning behind her win, as she's the first openly queer woman of color to win an Oscar, and the first openly queer performer to win an Oscar in an acting category. For anyone who's ever questioned your identity ever, or find yourself living in the gray spaces, I promise you that there is indeed a place for us, she said. When accepting the Oscar for Best Actress for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Jessica Chastain expressed an encouraging message to members of the LGBTQ community, who, she said, oftentimes feel out of place with their peers. We're faced with discriminatory and bigoted legislation that is sweeping our country with the only goal of further dividing us, Chastain said. There's violence and hate crimes being perpetuated on innocent civilians all over the world. And for any of you out there who do in fact feel hopeless or alone, I Just want you to know that you are unconditionally loved for the uniqueness that is you." In his acceptance speech after winning the Oscar for Best Live Action Short for The Long Goodbye, Riz Ahmed said, "In such divided times, we believe that the roll-off story is to remind us that there is no us and them. It's just us. And this is for everyone who feels like they don't belong, anyone who feels like they're stuck. You're not alone, we'll meet you there. That's where the future is, peace," he said. During the telecast, the Academy held a moment of silence to show support for the people of Ukraine after Reba McEntire's performance of Somehow You Do from the film 4 Good Days. A message appeared on the screen, reading, "We'd like to have a moment of silence to show our support for the people of Ukraine, currently facing invasion, conflict and prejudice within their own borders." The message continued, "While film is an important avenue for us to express our humanity in times of conflict, the reality is millions of families in Ukraine need food, medical care, clean water and emergency services. Resources are scarce, and we, collectively as a global community, can do more. We ask you to support Ukraine in any way you are able. #Stand with Ukraine." McIntyre's performance was introduced by actress Mila Kunis, a native of Ukraine who moved to the United States when she was younger, who also shared a message of hope. In such devastation, it's impossible not to be moved by their resilience. One cannot help but be in awe of those who find strength to keep fighting through unimaginable darkness, she said. The 2022 Oscars aired live from the Dolby Theatre. Regina Hall, Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes hosted.